Shooting straight, that's the way, with Major Havoc every day. Guns and gear, we review it all. For the Second Amendment, we stand tall. Join the crew, subscribe today.
What's up, YouTube? This is Major Havoc here. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing a friend of mine's. He had a pair of nice platypuses. He had a threaded barrel Commander platypus, and he had one of the first generation 5-inch government platypuses with the bushing barrel. And he's got a little age on him and getting a little older out there, and felt he wanted something that had a little bit better recoil and muzzle rise characteristics. And he knows I play around with all kinds of 2011s and hybrids that are ported, and compensated. So he asked me to take a look at them, and I worked with Michael over there at On Point Guns out in Arizona, and we came up with a plan. And I shipped them off. He did some machining, came back to me. I did some final assembly and tuning, and then took some pictures, and then took them out to the range today to give you guys some video. So for YouTube overseers and to follow the rules, these firearms are not for sale. These are on my desk here for a simple review, demonstration, entertainment, education, etc. And they're certainly not for sale, and they're just on loan to me from a good friend of mine, Jackie Thrift, over here a couple blocks from my house. So without further ado, the weapons are clear and no ammunition on the table, no magazines. I'll show that real quick. There you go. And here we go as well. So first off, I'll go off with the simpler of the ones to explain. And at the tail end of the video, like I always do, I'll pan into some range footage. Shot a bunch of guns today, but wanted to make sure that these worked good for cycling. Tried to keep the camera on the right side of the shooter, on the ejection port side of the gun, so you could see any ejection patterns and all that, and make sure they were ejecting uniformly and correctly. With 3 different shooters today, in different age categories. Chuck, which has got his channel here on YouTube. Shout out to Chuck Gardner with Tactical Chef. He's a few years younger than me. And then my buddy Joe, Nitro Joe, he's a little older than me. So we had 3 different age group shooters out there shooting all the guns today and hanging out with these platypuses. So no issues whatsoever. Each one had somewhere between 300 and 400 rounds shot through it with no issues. I did some accuracy testing, and we just had the target at 12 yards today because that's about where these were zeroed. And I had no trouble hitting a 1-inch diamond with these, and then the 2-inch outer diamond. So less than a 2-inch group when I just focused. And then when we were just banging around, well, 100% A zones. We're just having a blast. So let's look at this one. This is the 5-inch, and this is a bushing barrel one, so it's a little bit lighter than the bull barrel gun. And this has got this little attachment because it got some of the holster. I didn't disconnect it, so it weighs maybe an ounce. It's nothing. So this 5-inch is the tri-top with these windows. They got a name for their slide. I just call it the tri-top with the windows. Well, those windows said to me, they said, Havoc, port me. Look at those. When you see these windows on this slide, and you see that this gun has a little muzzle rise, what's it say to you? It said to me, port me, port me, port me. So that's what we did. I sent this to Michael, and I gave him some specs on what size ports I wanted based on my 40 years plus shooting ported guns way back in the Magnaport days from 1981. So gave him some specifications, and man, did he do a good job. So this thing is V6 ported, appropriately sized for this gun, and it shoots really, really good. So you're going to see that on the video, but it's just a standard platypus. It's quite colorful, and I might be full of havoc, but I'm not this colorful. But it's kind of an orange, purple, and gray. It doesn't change the way it shoots. It doesn't know it's flashy. So here you go. This was On Point Guns, did the V6 porting on this. You're going to see the shooting footage at the tail end of this. I'll keep this video introduction quite brief. But everybody that shoots these platypuses, a little 2.5-pound trigger, this is nice. I did have trouble shooting today because these have grip safeties, and they actually have to be depressed like all the way. So they're not even tuned to my liking. So you'll see on one of the videos, I just put a damn rubber band around it because if I want to shoot good, I need to have my grip, not a wanky grip. So so that's that is the 5-inch with the V6 porting. You could also V6 port the 4 1/4 Commander that has this slide. So my recommendation, if it has this slide and you have a non-ported barrel, you can port it as a V6 port, or you can, we're in the process of making a compensator to go with the tri-top slide, which leads me now to this Commander. This was a Commander that Jackie ordered with a threaded bull barrel. So this was the newer series, and it's a nice pistol. It has this conventional round top with these windows. I don't know what Stealth calls this. I think they may call this the Trident slide. It's got this government round top profile. So Michael at On Point Guns, we wanted to have some weight on this also. So this is stainless steel. It's polished like the barrel, so it matches the barrel. As you can see in the window here, it's a nice single chamber, like an XC or like an Erebus, like a TRS comp, like a Watchtower Patrick. All those ones that have a single chambered comp. It's about 1 inch, 300 thousandths in length. So your total length is about 1/4 inch longer than a 5-inch gun when you put this on there. And as you can see, it nestles right inside the front dust cover and the frame. Cycles really good. Let me show you this. No hitches whatsoever. This thing, it's shot really good, really accurate, really smooth. It does two things. It gives you a little bit of nose weight out there, which helps with the muzzle flip, muzzle rise. It helps with the return to zero. It doesn't nose dive at all. And it does, redirect that gas as a compensator is supposed to do, and helps keep the muzzle down. My follow-up shots were no problem. I really wasn't focusing on any skill drills or anything. This was more of a function test to see how the comp works, so I could get some video back to Michael if there's any fine tuning needed. So this is what you've got, is a nice setup. Now, for those of you who watched the video this far before we get to the shooting part, I need you to help me out. I need you to go on the Stealth Arms comments or their website or their email and blow them up. Tell them that Major Havoc needs a 5-inch Platypus frame, and I need a 4 1/4 top end. I need a 4 1/4 slide, barrel, and recoil assembly. Because what I want to do is I want to take a 5-inch, and I want a 5-inch frame gun, and I want to put a 4 1/4 slide and threaded barrel assembly. Then I want to use this comp that Michael's made, and I want to put it on there, and it's going to be all this is going to be under the frame. It's going to have almost a flush comp look, like a TRS comp, like an XC, whatever, and you'll have basically a Platypus XC. And we might have to do a little nose cutting and do some ornamentation, but I'd really like to do that, but I don't have a spare Platypus lying around. If somebody wants to send me one for the project, we'll work something out. But I've already sent Stealth an email to see if they'll send me a 5-inch bottom end, frame, and they'll send me a 4 1/4 slide and barrel and recoil assembly, and then we'll make the gun that they're not making. Okay, and it would handle even better than this because it's going to have a little bit more weight. Since they're not going to make a steel frame anytime soon, we'll just make these things shoot better for them. So please drop those comments and help me out if you'd like to see something like that. So once again, Major Havoc here, just chilling out in the shop after a long day on the range with my buddy Joe and my buddy Chuck, the tactical chef, and shooting Jackie's guns. And also I want to shout out while I'm here, see my nice little stands? This is my friend out there in Chicagoland, Jerry Jarek on Facebook, Phantom Consulting. He makes all my display and work stands, and this is a single gun one with these adjustable stanchions that can work for single stacks, your Glock style mags and SIG mags, and then your double stack 2011 mags. I have bunches of these. And then he also made this one. This is a work tray display tree. It holds 3 magazines and the gun, and you can see here this says Stealth Arms, SA logo, Stealth Arms and Platypus on there. These are display trays, and you got this little area to put all your parts when you're disassembling the gun, if you're doing a trigger job, or just cleaning it, putting the barrel, the guide rod, stuff like that, right here in this nice little tray so it doesn't get all over your table. So that's Phantom Consulting, I think is the way he's got it listed. But just go to Facebook and put Jerry Jarek. If you're my friend on Facebook, you can find him from my feed as well. So without further ado, let's settle down a little bit. Let me calm down. It's been a long day at the range, and we're going to zoom to some shooting footage. Didn't give a lot of range footage today, but just enough so you can see multiple people shooting these guns, see me shooting these guns, and come up to your own conclusions. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't already done so, sometimes this YouTube thing doesn't show a subscription, so just hit that subscribe button if you don't mind. And other people like to see this stuff, send it to them, share it with them, make a few comments, like it, and I appreciate you. Have a good evening. Chuck with the Platypus Compensated. Joe with the Compensated Platypus. Lock out real good and shoot. Now we have the 5-inch government bushing barrel Platypus that's been V6 ported with a staggered V6. We're going to do some sight in. Sighted in. Tiny headshots. One miss.
Chuck here with the V6 ported Platypus.
Ten more on the reduced head with the Platypus with the new V6 staggered porting.
You